mild start this weekend, then it turns colder with temperatures heading back towards average for northern England.
Once the temperature dips away, it's likely to stay cold for much of next week.
Charity fundraisers are still hard at work, but not many will be putting in more efforts than William Goodge.
He found running therapeutic and helped him kind of process.
Will found that running was like an outlet for him.
He'll tell you himself, like it saved him.
Things are going to happen in life, and we get to choose to do with the energy that we gain from it. And that can be put into positive things or negative, and Will seems to put it into running.
Some of the most difficult things we ever face in our life can be our biggest blessings if we allow them.
I did John O'Groats to Land's End, which was 16 days, and it was averaging 55 miles a day. That was like my birth into multi-stage day race, awful running challenges, because that beat me up in a big way.
I don't think I'll ever see anyone in as much pain and suffering through their own decision and doing.
It was definitely the most impressive physical feat I've ever seen.
The next challenge that Will did after his John O'Groats to Land's End was 12 marathons at Christmas, so he was going to do a marathon a day for 12 days.
Last December, he ran 12 marathons in 12 days, and that wasn't enough. Now he is taking on an even bigger challenge.
It's 48:30, so it's a marathon in every county in England. There's 48 of them, and I'm going to do it in 30 days, with the final one being at the official London 2021 marathon.
When he says he's going to do something, he'll commit to it, and then that's it, there's no going back.
The target that you have set yourself, 48 marathons in 30 days. How on earth are you going to do it?
The moments of complete depletion, when you feel like you shouldn't take another step, is the moments you miss.
Who would have thought greens could make me so happy?
Let go.
I didn't know if it was possible. I was like, I know this guy's gonna go for it, and I know he'll never give in. 48 marathons in 30 days, like, that is a lot, man, and that's clocking a lot of miles in consecutive days. But I knew Will could do it mentally, but what I thought was like, is his body going to be able to hang in there, like, you know?
I think it allowed him to focus and find a bit of peace and a purpose. It is what running did for him.
Will took on his challenge, having seen his mum live with cancer.
I think she sat me and my brother down, but the talk was positive. It's like, this is happening, I'm going through it, but I'm okay. And I was always like sure as shit that she was okay as well. I was like, she'll go through the chemotherapy or whatever, and then she'll win.
When she was in remission, that was like the best news ever. And I got that news after I did my first ever long run for no reason, so that's...
Is that the Malibu run?
Yeah.
I hated running before, didn't see the point in it. One morning I thought I'll go for a run on the beach, and I was running, it felt kind of good, I had music in, the sun was rising, I was like, oh, this is okay. kind of vibrant. Got all the way to as far as the boardwalk got before it got to Malibu, and then I was like, wow, this is actually really good. The sun risen over the hills. It was a beautiful morning, and then I just turned around and ran back. I got back to the hotel, asked for my shoes back, and I had blood blisters on my feet. And I was like, I went back up to the room, and I was just like, wow, I feel like so good. That was amazing. That's when Mum called. I was by the pool, and I remember she called. She's like, I've spoken to the doctor. I'm in remission, I've won. So yeah, I always count that as like the happiest moment ever. So yeah, it was a good day.
And then we'll be inviting the blue wave next through to the top of the path. Give us a wave if you're running for a charity today. Give us a big wave. Fantastic, well done all you heroes. Think about the cause you'll do for us, you're out there today.
So we went down to Brighton, marathon 15, and it was hot, beautiful day, thousands of people there. He was sort of weaving his way in and out of other runner traffic. So when he says, I'm going to run a sub 4, I had no doubt that he would go and do it, but don't bug yourself up for the day after. And he goes and runs a sub 4 hour marathon.
Relax, if we start with you, let's go with you face down first. What time to get well? Nice. Happy with that?
It's too fast, I've got lots more marathons to do.
Have you? When's your next one?
Tomorrow I've got 2.
No.
You showed us up, mate.
I'm not a miracle worker.
I'm doing 48 marathons in 30 days. Good on you, son.
Oh, unbelievable.
48:30 was so far detached from joggle. There's a difference between someone just setting out to raise some money for charity, and then this time someone setting out to raise some money for a charity as an athlete. And he proved that in Brighton.
The sun come
up. Having witnessed him 2 years ago on joggle versus now is like a completely different athlete, shall we say. I just expected him to be struggling more, and he's not. Like, he's just, his body's just putting up with it. And he's putting in the performances. 15 marathons in, he goes down to Brighton and does a 3:40 marathon. He then gets up the day after, does a double marathon. He's back out here now, and he's flying along now. He's probably 5 miles into this one already. He's obviously got a way of breaking it down in his mind. I mean, everyone says it, but I honestly, I don't know how he does it. Like, I cannot begin to imagine trying to push my body that far. I can't, but maybe he's not pushing his body that far. Maybe it's the ability to push your mind that far and carry your body with it. Either way, it's remarkable.
A couple of burritos inside the road. Right, let's do this, boys.
During his 12 marathons of Christmas, I heard you do one.
I got roped into doing a marathon by accident. I think it was the sixth marathon. We planned to do a big day to bring all the pure sport community together. And then Dan, as a joke, goes, "Yeah, Grayson will run a marathon on that day. It'll be his first marathon." And I go, "Yeah, whatever." And then that joke turned into every day that went by. I was like, "Grayson's going to run a marathon." I was like, "No, I'm not." And then every day it went by, more people heard, "Grayson's going to run a marathon with Will." I was like, "No, I'm not." And then eventually, like, everyone was just like, "Grayson's running a marathon." And I was like, "Oh, far out. Like, oh, I guess I'm going to have to try to run a marathon." And then so I was like, "Well, look, Will's running 12 of them. So everyone's saying I'm running a marathon. So, I mean, I got to just try. If he can run 12, I got to try run 1. My feet, my knees, my hips were in so much pain for like 2 weeks after that. I couldn't sleep because my muscles, every time I moved, I was like, so that was my context. Honestly, that played a massive part in my perspective of how hard it was going to be for him to run 48. I was like, damn, I don't know how he's going to do it.
Morning. I'm stretching. There isn't much stretch here, but giving it a go.
Oh no, the box on the right.
After Christmas, went back to LA. Mum had some treatment over that time as well. Things seemed fine. I remember when I landed, I think it was, Dad had spoken to both of us and he was like, Mum needs to speak to you and Alex when you get home. I got in and it was already past the point of having a true conversation with her. She was like dosed up on drugs and whatnot, and like she like mumbled that she had lost or whatever. So I got back and then it was just really, it was rapid from there.
I'd help her get out of her bed. I remember putting on one of those, I can't remember what old people have it, or I guess old people wear it. It's a seat with this toilet. Like I remember lifting her and she was in so much pain she was crying, but like it all sounds like traumatic, but I wouldn't change doing those bits for her at the end.
Like, you know, you're just waiting for something to happen, but Dad came in at, I think it was like 4 in the morning. It's like, I think she's, so we went down and she had no pulse, so you call the doctors or whatever, and you just kind of laid there with her, held her hand, and then get taken away.
I was sad and I was angry. I just couldn't quite get it. There was a strong feeling that like I had a choice. And it was either to make something of it or to have a white flag that I could wave, and it was like, you can go and throw your life away. No one's going to question you for it because you've just lost your mum. I ran away from things. I went to LA a lot, and that was like my escape because nothing over there was including my life back home. So it was just like how it was always there. Then I'd come back, be in reality for a bit, hate life, run a lot, earn some money, then I'd go back. Running was the one thing that was my constant. If I was sad at 11 o'clock at night, I'd go for a run at 11 o'clock at night. And I kept doing the same route over and over again. Sometimes I listened to music, sometimes I'd just run and I'd cry. Sometimes I'd get angry and start sprinting.
Mum also told Dad about what she used to do in hospital wards if anyone passed away. Open the window to let them go up to heaven, which is exactly what he did. A little later he opened the back door and said, "It's all right now." There was always a bright light in the darkness. You learn some tough lessons when you know someone is gonna go into the end. No matter how big or grown up I get, I will always be a little boy. I love you, Mum.
Obviously, completely, his whole world had fallen apart. But he was incredibly strong for both Alex and Graham. He was they were all strong for one another.
This is number 20. That's what I like.
Look, since Mandy passed away, he's pushed himself to break down barriers surrounding many topics. And whilst breaking down those barriers, we've been able to see who he is as a person, I guess.
Getting crossed off. 20 done. 28 to go.
This side of Will came out when he started running. When Mandy passed away and he found peace and maybe solace in running, or it was a 10k, then it was a half marathon, then it was marathon, and then straight to an ultra.
You've arrived
As people, as humans, on a daily, on a weekly basis, it's very easy to become comfortable and remain in our comfort zone and lead a very comfortable life. But there are those out there that need a new challenge regularly, or to feel discomfort, or to feel scared. He welcomes the times when this gets weird, and he gets a buzz from that. And I think that's really great. I think that the people in this world that look for those challenges or constantly push themselves are people that go on to do great things.
Yeah, we went to Devon afterwards. That was when it got really difficult. And he came off route entirely and ended up just using a canal path and just running an out, what we called an out and in. So instead of running a loop and the van would meet him, I parked the van and I ran with him until, I don't know what it was in the end, maybe 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to get it done, and he was really struggling.
No, you need to eat that. Why? You've got to eat it. Just eat it. You've done absolutely loads. Here, do them in 2 small ones. Break it down, like everything.
I ran the first 10 miles, and then when I got to a stop, I couldn't then get back into a run. And what I've since realised was I was like obviously physically drained because of what I'd done so far, but emotionally I'd gone through something again, and I just couldn't bring myself to run. And from mile 10 to 26, I was walking with walking poles.
He's communicating, just like one, he's just trying to do everything he can to take his mind off of it. And as soon as he stops, he'll be like a zombie. It's horrible to see, but you won't even recognise him. It will just be, just like a zombie, like he's just completely washed out. That's why he can't leave him on his own.
The moments of complete depletion, when you feel like you shouldn't take another step, is the moments you miss. In those moments, that's where I feel like closest to my mum, and I really miss those moments. I find my strength through seeing what my mum went through battling cancer 3 times. My mum's still here. It's the reason I'm doing it, and like she's very much in me. I feel like I'm at my strongest when I'm at my weakest because I have her on my side.
My honest thought is what I'm doing is very insignificant compared to someone fighting cancer. I've seen it, so, and I know people are going through it every day, and they're not choosing for that shit to be on them. I'm choosing to be here to fucking run 1 or 2 marathons a day. Like, I know it's hard, but it's not as hard as that, and it's a choice. So it doesn't compare on that level, but it's me just trying to It's me trying to show that you can take something real shit and at least do something semi-good with it. And hopefully, like, when you raise money, you realise like what it can do for people's lives. Like someone that might need like that taxi ride to get their chemo will get it.
I didn't know what to expect the next day, so yeah, I didn't know what to expect. I was worried, obviously, but sure enough, he started running and he was fine, kind of thing.
You superstar! Hello! Yeah, go on. I was just saying that I did Brighton Marathon on...
Did you? I was there too.
I know you were. And I would say that you were probably a good couple of hours in front of me,
Really?
sort of thing, so...
That was a silly idea that I did that.
Well, I wanted to say a big thank you, actually, because one of the people that we're able to help at the moment, Macmillan, is my sister, who is just up the road, and she developed bowel cancer in lockdown. And it was that whole thing of having me, she hasn't got anyone, so I took her to hospital, had to leave her at the door, she went in for surgery. And she had a Macmillan nurse who was able to be there and to be able to really support her all the way through. I was able to tell her about the support line, so she was able to phone up, and because of some of the complications she had, you know, they were able to sort of give her advice on grants. So I can tell you all about facts and figures, but actually that's what you're doing for people locally, you're helping real people.
I want to kind of make sure that he has a Macmillan kind of presence and knows that we appreciate what he's doing and what he's already done.
He's somewhere around the figure of approaching £70,000 that he's raised for Macmillan. Macmillan will be there for anybody living with cancer, not only just for the person living with cancer, but for the family around, you know, friends. And when cancer affects 1 in 2 of us, it's quite important that, you know, everybody gets the support that they need. He is just one of a very unique category of supporters. Macmillan are there because of donations of people who fundraise. It's because of people's fundraising that we're here. 98% of our income is all fundraised income. So when you have supporters like Will, who are that dedicated, that kind of like involved and invested in Macmillan's success, and then in a matter of a few years they've raised £70,000, you can imagine the impact that has on our services. It's just phenomenal.
Whilst I found running was something that really helped me deal with things, other people don't have things that help them, and they might need to speak to someone, and that Macmillan are there to do that. And knowing that people get financial help as well is massive. So obviously anyone that helps your mum with their treatment, it's pretty special.
You too, yeah. Good to be here. How are you feeling?
Good.
Yeah? You look good.
Do I look skinnier? I must be, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Looking lean.
Good for running, right?
Will got a huge amount of inspiration from Robbie. I think Will's ideas to begin with came from watching and reading what Robbie had done.
Ran across the US. He did his Colorado Crush, 63 days, 1,176 miles. Watching him today, 75, when he finished running Transcon, I was just obsessed. Anything he says, like his voice has weight for me. The more I got to know him on that first trip as well, the more impressed I was, just like the way he views the world.
But since then, I think Will began to develop his own ideas very, very quickly, and his own style, and began to decide who he wanted to be as a runner or an athlete.
I remember like when I was on my Transcon getting a couple like good going likes kind of thing. He hit me up on Instagram asking if we could chat. He was going to take on Joggle and he needed some advice. We had a phone call, told him what I could there, and then along the way he mentioned that he'd be in LA in the coming weeks to see some friends and do some work. We immediately went up to Boulder, which is just a real mountainous area, and put him through like a really hard 10-mile run. And I think I was doing it just to have a good time with the guy and show him a good time, but also like to see what he was really made of. And It was pretty obvious from my perspective that he was struggling, but what was wild is he just didn't give up. Like, he stayed on my heels the whole time, and I was super impressed.
See ya. See that?
Yeah, see, mate.
I knew he was doing well, but I assumed he would be much more fatigued. I thought he'd be, parts of the day would be hard to get through, he'd be digging deep, and it's just not showing that way. It's just like he's going out there and just a matter-of-factly doing this every day, and it's just really impressive. He's just cruising through this. I can't believe how his mental acuity is just there completely. He doesn't even act tired. And today we were dropping down into like pretty fast pace.
I can't do it. It's too precious.
Those two have like a bond because they're both fucking badasses. Yes. A badass bond. They've both achieved like such incredible things, whether that be the Transcon or Joggle, 4830, the Colorado Crush. I mean, just any one of those four things I cannot begin to comprehend starting one foot off.
Most of dry start for Northern Ireland, Wales and the West Country, and even some cloud breaks allowing some brighter weather to come through.
Do you think that was pain that we didn't see?
Yeah. It's there, but you just don't see it.
He puts a facade over the pain. He can use that thing that he might use in more interpersonal things and take that into running, and he puts a facade on it and he holds it together in a way that most people can't. I mean, he pushes hard. That has to come from somewhere, and I think it comes from that same part of his character.
Yo, RB, ready for a quick one?
During Joggle, I admired his resilience and his ability to grit his teeth and see something through. This time, I'm seeing an athlete who wants to dominate a challenge they've set themselves.
So you must have ran about a 133, 132?
It's another classic. I'll probably regret that later.
Maybe.
I'll be in Wiltshire going, shouldn't have done that.
Mate, you inspired me and my mate. We just started getting into the ultras. My mate Andy, you got him into 50k doing ultras. He did one, and then I followed up and did one. So you inspired him, and he inspired me.
Fuck, that's insane.
So
Ultras is such an interesting thing because we put like a ceiling on. We think marathons like as far as people go. When you break through that threshold, it's like, what more can I do?
Mate, it's like that next level when you go past that marathon.
That's insane. Tom, nice to meet you, man. I really appreciate
Absolute
it.
pleasure, man. You have a inspiration.
We're meeting some people. We've got 9k to do, and then we'll head to Wiltshire, go do number 27. Number 27. But that was a fun race. Buy a ticket to the dance, you got to dance. That's what I say every time I do one of these things.
Incredible. It's obscene, to be honest. About 132, was it, Will? 133? He took off at the end for the last 2 kilometres and he was doing about a 340k.
You good? Good to see you, man. What's happening? You alright? Well, pleasure.
Yeah, nice seeing you.
Not famous South American running tribe. But there's the van. Looking all pretty. It was good to finish with people. It was good to do a race.
Were they like teeny tiny?
Yeah, I feel brilliant. It was quick. Fastest 1K, I did it at 3:39. That was done.
It's absolutely incredible. I mean, the whole effort within the last mile, he's dropped us. Like, I couldn't even keep up. Stellar performance. See what it does to him in the next 2 days, though.
Day 16, marathon 27. We are in Wiltshire and a place called Castle Combe. Ran quite a fast half marathon in the end for Bristol, which was really fun, and then teamed up with the crew afterwards. It was real good to be with other people. Anyone donating, thank you so much. Please keep them coming in. Number 27. Let's go.
I think he's starting to get tired. I mean, my intuition and have seen him in the past, I feel like he's starting to get tired. And it's the first time I've seen him tired at all since I've been here. He should be.
48 marathons in 30 days, like, that is a lot. It's a lot of pounding through, like, the joints and the knees and the hips and, you know, the ankles, and so that was my concern.
Get clothes on, shoes on, put yourselves out.
But I was absolutely blown away by how much ease and positivity that Will displayed throughout that 30 days. The energy levels he had, to me, was unbelievable.
I'm going to drive down.
Grazie.
Have a good day tomorrow.
Buonasera. At no point do I allow a single shred of doubt in myself that I'm going to complete it. I think I get the confidence from my reason. When I have such a strong reasoning behind it, I don't allow myself pliability to even consider it not going the way it did.
Yeah, she was amazing. She was the kindest woman you could ever imagine. She'd do anything for anyone. Yeah, she was a nurse in her profession as well, so she was just there, that someone that would care for everyone. She was the best, really.
She was someone whose maybe approval I seeked quite highly. If anything terrible would happen, she's the first person I'd call. If anything amazing would happen, she'd be the first person I'd call. So yeah, on either end of the spectrum, she was my go-to human. I like making people happy, or I like doing things for people. She was all about that. She'd never put herself first in any situation. And I might in some, so I'm not as good as her, but yeah, for the most part I try my best.
Did you talk about what he was feeling during that time or not?
No, it didn't need to. Like, personally, I didn't need to talk to him about what he was feeling. I knew what he was feeling. I knew Mandy incredibly well, and she was just the most wonderful, kind, like, genuine lady who would do anything for anyone. So losing somebody like that, let alone losing your mum who has those qualities, like, it was, yeah, knew what they were going through. We just had to support the best we could.
Some of the most difficult things we ever face in our life can be our biggest blessings if we allow them.
How many scoops of this instant?
Heartache, sadness, trauma, all of that. If you allow what you see through that to open your eyes, that can be a huge blessing.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, he's like running at 7:30 a mile pace on 11 miles in the marathon too, unfazed. It's incredible, it really is.
It's
wild. He's on day 2 of double marathons, and he can keep a steady pace. Like, walks the uphills, and he just cruises on the flat through the downs. I've just been rattling my brain about like how it's just so consistent. It's got to be his mind. I mean, his body, it works to his advantage. He's strong. He's just so strong. He's such an athlete, but he just keeps pushing. One thing about this effort that makes it manageable is up days, down days. Double marathon, and then there's a down day. But it still doesn't make it easy, and I mean, he makes it seems routine. Like, he just goes and he just does it, and it's fucking wild.
Just say it was easy takes away from what he's achieved, kind of thing. But he was an athlete this time, whereas before he was a guy just trying to go on a long run, basically.
There we go.
Yeah, man.
Done. Fucking class. Nice one. Nice one. Fuck, right, let's eat some chips. Chips. Yo, if I finish near a fish and chip shop, chips come back.
How you doing?
I'm just going to get a chip one.
Nice. Mate, honestly, absolute pleasure. Obviously, we'll keep in touch. Yeah, thanks, man. Positive vibes.
Yes.
Nice to meet you guys. See you later.
That's Rich. So he's got terminal cancer. He's got a brain tumour. Yeah. Met Rich. He's living with cancer. He's got a brain tumour, and at the moment that's not something that's going away. Like, sure, I'm doing it like for mum's memory, but obviously people are going through this all the time, and he comes across as like, well, he is a normal, nice guy. Miracles do happen, and sometimes diagnoses change, so it's just, you know, really hoping that that's the case with him. He's got a young boy, which is scary, really. I think, well, you don't want to think, do you?
Running's such a great place to put energy, whether that be good or bad. You can take your highs and your lows, and you can focus that into putting one foot in front of the other.
Marathon number 33. I'm here in Cheshire, back to doubles today, going to Merseyside later. So yeah, it's actually kind of warm. It looks cold, but it's warm. So I'm feeling good, feeling groovy, ready to go. Yeah, 3 days of doubles.
You set out every day, and at some point the run's going to be challenging, and you overcome that. And every time you overcome that, you believe a little more in yourself.
It's really annoying. That stayed warm for about 3 seconds and then was freezing cold. And yet I really didn't care, because I'm just used to shit not being brilliant.
It's raw you in your most natural form, and you find out like who you are, and you can carry that with you back into the real world. Because when shit gets tough in the real world, you're like, well, I've done things way harder than this. Like, remember when I ran 60 miles at one time and I shouldn't have been able to do that? You're like, oh well, this email I got to send this morning isn't so scary. So yeah, you learn so much. You go through life's emotions all in one race. Because you'll start off, you're enthusiastic about it, and then shit will get real, you'll start hurting, you go down. And then something can come out of nowhere. You can get a memory of something because your mind is so clear when you're in these moments that makes you happy, or equally it can make you sad. You go down, you're like, shit, I can't do this anymore. How am I going to take another step? I've done a marathon, I've got another marathon to do. That's insane. When I'm in that moment, that's when the mental side comes through, and when shit gets tough, basically, I think of people like my mum, been through cancer or going through cancer. This is happening all the time. I've chosen to put myself in that position, so I have a duty of respect to the challenge I've done and the people I'm doing it for. I think emotion is energy, whether that's really good or really bad. That energy, good or bad, can be put into something positive.
A lot of it, I think, comes through this desire to always put energy in a positive place. Like, things are going to happen in life, and we get to choose to do with the energy that we gain from it.
People suffering from cancer 24/7. I'm out there running for, 16 hours a day. What's worse?
It's just like a shooting pain down my shin. It's like there, but it's not like, it's uncut. I wouldn't say it's like a normal pain. It's just like when you load bear, when I've got the weight on the outside of the foot, it just like wants to give way. Like I can feel it now, but it's not every step.
I think we're in for a fight. He could come out tomorrow and just be as fresh as the new day, but I don't know. He's put in like 750 fucking miles in 20 days. If he doesn't struggle, it's just bizarre and absurd. Yeah.
You can't ignore, in a way, how dangerous these challenges are. There are risks. There's a 100% possibility that he could do something to his body that couldn't be reversed, kind of thing. So it's a worry for everyone. But I think the pride outweighs the worry, kind of thing.
Enthusiastic. 34 in the bag. 14 to go. Feels like you can actually think about the end. They just reel off so quick when you do doubles, and I got 2 more days of them. So what's that? 34. I'll be at 38 by Saturday, I think. General soreness. General soreness.
Oh, he did really well. I think he's starting to feel the miles a little bit though. Complaining of some pain in his leg, and you can see a little bit of fatigue setting in. He could wake up tomorrow, it could be fine. Or it could be like a slow dissolve over the next couple days that he has to go down and then come back up. I think by tomorrow's end we'll start. It'll be a struggle, and the following day might be pretty difficult. But who knows with that guy. But I'm super proud of him.
It's weird this, isn't it? It's like a couple of bumps. And work.
Today didn't seem easy. At moments you can start to see the cracks. No matter what happens. He will persevere. He will get through it. And that's what makes me really like William. I feel a kinship with Will that I don't feel with many people. I think there's like a mutual respect.
You're the raw form of yourself. When you do ultra or you do something hugely challenging, like you take back those levels of ego, those levels of like what you want and what you desire. Like all your thought process is another step forward, get forward towards your goal, finish.
The idea that you have to have all the answers before you take a step is probably one of the most limiting things as a human, and that's one thing that Will reminds me of every day. You know, Will's running challenges, he doesn't have it all mapped out, just having a go at something and backing that you're going to make it happen.
Just swear every time.
In terms of trying to hide, that was a really terrible effort. Go on, surprise me.
Oh my god! Right, bro? Yeah, good, thanks. Good to see you. Alright? Yeah. Don't touch my back, this way.
Yeah, you're right.
I've got 9 miles left, so I'm going to do it here. Yeah. I'll go up there 4.5. It might even be 4.5 to the end, I don't know. If I run well, which I plan to do, I'll be back in, what, I've got 9 miles, 90 minutes, hour and a half. I'll basically be at closing. Yeah.
This is railroad track.
Look at it, you did it! Apple Watch is done, I got 100 metres on the Garmin. Cheers, brother. Good to see you.
Cheers, Robbie. Good to see you.
Cheers. I don't know why I'm extra proud of him tonight.
I had one of the best run experiences of my life in that last
trail?
section. Yeah. When I got to the end, I put my Angry Gym playlist on. I fucking sent it. And then I was running through the tunnels, and obviously at night they turn the lights off. And there's just the green tiny dots and I was running through, I don't know how far they are, some of them like half a kilometre, some of them are 400 metres. I was just running in pitch black,
just with that,
following the green dots, and it was fucking amazing.
So just like running through the black.
Yeah.
Like this.
I didn't realise this
is actually a cake.
Like from the coffee shop this morning, I was like, well, I got some time.
I ran too fast last night. I know.
Is it Saturday?
Yes, it is. How fucking good. Oh, imagine a week today. Hallelujah. Wednesday. I've got my hair dye appointment. Pink.
She liked it, and so did like my best friend's mum, and we played together and wore bright coloured boots because it was easier to see us on the pitch. So I'm gonna dye my hair real bright pink so she can see me from the clouds, like running around.
Starting boots.
I can still run. Well, shuffle, hobble, whatever you call it, but I know the compression sleeve and putting some of this on really helps. So rather than just continue hobbling in pain, I thought it would be a better option to use the resources I've got.
What is significant about this marathon?
It's the last triple-double.
That's significant.
No explanation for how the fuck he's doing what he's doing. He's gone 52 fucking miles for the last 3 days straight. And he's as chipper as like you going out for a 10-mile run. I don't want to say it's not a challenge because I know he's digging, but he's digging so sustainably and with such grace.
Yeah. Got him flat, bro.
What a day. He's once again killed. That was the crux of the effort. Like, that's what you had to make it through.
Unbelievable. No, it truly is. The pace that he can, that he maintains, and like seeing him in this light is, it's inspiring. Solid human being. So, it's a pleasure to be around people like that, man.
I'm just in that satisfaction moment. We've still got 8 days, but it's five of those days are single marathon. Oh no, 6 of them are. Hey, it's been good.
Just get through it, isn't it? He knows he's on the home straight now.
It's done, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
My role's done.
Yeah. See you in London for a beer.
Having seen him 2 years ago at Joggle to now, it's a different person. There's just such a more healed and happy person I see now than I saw then.
I don't know, there's a maturity to Will, maybe that didn't exist a couple years ago. Yeah, he's celebrating life instead of mourning it. Pretty big. Proud of him.
Just a single today. I'm excited. I've already had a donut. loads more later. Home straight, almost.
Sing 1,000 miles.
Yep. I've never considered 1,000 miles before in any distance for any reason.
It's a long way.
It is a long way.
Cheers, you got. No, you said cheers. You got.
Like if you do 100 miles in a week, that's like you're seriously training. Or if you do 100 miles over a certain period of time, like it's a lot. But I've never thought about 1,000 in any stretch of time because I just wouldn't do it.
It's the first time I had a chat and I was like, I don't see how skis can do it. I was like, you can get away with 12, can't get away with 48, and I'm eating humble pie right now. And it's bitter. It's fucking insane, mate, honestly. Like, what you've done is just, whether it's talent or not, it's just the power of the mind, mate. You just have an asset like no other. It's ridiculous.
You want to shower?
Yeah.
Sure.
If you're pulling for your home team, you want them to blow the fucking competition out of the water. And if the competition is just the challenge, I mean, he's winning like 100-0. I almost hope the other team scores at least once. Make the game fucking exciting.
The last double, so I was in Rutland. The one earlier had been a bad one. I struggled through the first one. Like my shin was flaring up quite a lot. I just felt beat up, like physically and emotionally.
It was very climactic. It was of all of the days for the weather to turn and to be so shit, for it to be on that one was kind of poetic. To me, it seemed as though there was some emotion behind it, and he definitely was having a moment with something. He got very introspective, and I think there was a level of he was pushing. He wanted to get it done because he'd been out in the rain all day, but I don't know, it felt like there was kind of something special, some type of weight in there, some breakthrough or some time to think about Mandy.
It was cold. I was depleted. I didn't want to be there. The rain was awful. Being in pain and probably having a stress fracture at that time, like it didn't feel good.
Lended itself to, I think it's all kind of being able to understand the gravity of what he had undertook and celebrate it in a more serious kind of way at that moment. And for all of us to step back and be really impressed with his effort.
It became the reason to make it a really cool finish. I had 4K left. I was actually feeling good about it. I was enjoying the suffering. I was running hard, and then for the last kilometre, I took my rain jacket off, I took my top off, and I wanted to feel the exact environment I was in. I wasn't trying to shelter myself from what was going on. I wanted to feel that exact moment as it was. I knew from that point on there were 5 days of singles left, and I probably wouldn't get to experience that again. So if anything, that last bit of Rutland was like a present to myself. It was like, I'm not gonna waste these last moments.
It's just like being in awe and getting to celebrate his abilities right now. It's almost just like a big victory lap of something. Oh, it's definitely a different person than did fucking Joggle, I'll tell you that.
He is physically a better athlete now than when he was on Joggle, but he's mentally stronger as well. So physical has gone up, but so has mental, and I think that will always be the way. And one day his physical ability will plateau. He'll become old like me, and he won't want to go running for 6 days a week. Maybe he probably will, but he will always be incredibly strong in his mind.
Back where we belong. Morning oat flatties. Room to do this if we want to. Even in this small room, I feel brilliant.
Very good morning to Anna Elf and Andy Elf, Anna Chizinski.
Pure Sport, we advocate for what natural products can do for you, but we also say, like, these aren't a band-aid, they're not the solution to all your issues.
Ready to run. Beautiful day, freezing cold.
We want to promote a lifestyle, so that's moving the body, exercise, and community, you know, a supportive community. Me and Will were like, let's do a Pure Sport run club. Every Wednesday, leave from the office, go, and that's how it started. There's no doubt in my mind that the genuine passion that Will has for what running has done for him mentally, with the loss of his mum and the difficulties that he faced in life through that genuine enthusiasm and passion for what it's done for him, that's been contagious for Pure Sport Run Club. Like, the running bit of Run Club is amazing, but the thing that inspires me the most and makes me most happy is like the connection, the friendships, what it's doing for people. Like, people come along and their genuine friendships are arising, and that's through just an authentic passion for exercise and community. So I think that's come from Will.
Undercover missions. Run club. Surprise. We're at Run Club, the only place to be on a Wednesday in London. We're at Battersea Park, where we usually get 120 people congregate for a 5k or even some interval sessions. It's free for everyone. It's the best thing I've ever done. It's like something I've been a part of from the beginning, and yeah, people come here, form relationships. It's something I'm extremely proud of, and I fucking love Run Club.
Yeah, good to see you. How are you, brother? I feel like I've not seen you for so long. All I know is this kid who just runs on Instagram and just keeps running and running. The heart and soul of Run Club is back. Yeah. These people are going to be very happy to see you. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. I'm ready to run 5k.
How is it? Are you actually going to?
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. Fucking hell. Well, then I got to run too. Are you excited to be finished?
Yes.
Just to have some normality.
Yeah, it feels like it's been for fucking ever, actually.
The psychological aspect of it, has it been good, like worthwhile? Not
good. Definitely.
I'm sure it's been fucking challenging.
No, there's been some hurdles along the way, and you overcome it, and even in the middle of like some real dark times, all of a sudden you find like that extra bit, and sometimes you don't know it's coming, but it does. So
Keep coming. Thank you so much, guys, for coming, because the temperature's definitely dropping. Summer seems to be over. This is Pure Sport Run Club. For those of you who don't know, Pure Sport, we're a wellness brand. We're all about natural wellness and also well-being and community. Will Goodge, who created this club back in the early days, had a vision about bringing people together and pushing each other to be better. And without him, this really couldn't be possible. Will currently is running 48 marathons in 30 days. I mean, I repeat,
48 marathons in 30 days in memory of his mother, Mandy, who passed away a few years ago from cancer. He's running a Macmillan cancer charity. It's an unbelievable feat. And we're going to bring someone out who hopefully can cheer you guys up for that Sunday run. So please come out, whoever it is.
What's happening, Run Club?
Run Club, what are we saying? Hello, good evening.
The experience has been mad so far, but I've missed this club more than you can imagine, so big love for all you lot being here still, keeping it strong. Yes, I have my trainers with me, so I'm running tonight with you. I'm going to warm up for tomorrow for Hertfordshire.
How many kilometres have you run on this last wee while?
I'm at 1,100 and something miles.
And how many days?
Yeah, I feel like
The whole idea came about when he was doing his 12 marathons, and we didn't anticipate that it would have like hundreds of people.
30 people might turn up at some point, and that'd be like kind of cool. A lot of people have turned up to the city not knowing anyone. People from abroad or have been lonely. They've come here, found a purpose, found a community, found lifelong friends.
People have started to realise like connecting with people is so important, but connecting in like ways that's healthy and like authentic connection, you know. There's something genuine about meeting someone out when you're exercising, and that being like the basis of the friendship, you know what I mean? And that's one of the most rewarding things we've seen from this, like we see people bloody hanging out together and wanting to start pure sport run clubs, like, yeah, fuck, go, please. That'd be good. This is what we do, you know. So I think that rubs off on, especially when that's such a genuine way that run club started through Will, and it's obvious to everyone that the dude fucking loves running and what running's done for him, like mentally as well. They feel that authenticity, you know what I mean?
Great fun. Love to see it.
How was it? Last year, I did one. And I got out of bed the next day, and like I literally was in more agony than I've been.
You can't, you literally can't move, and you're just getting up.
And I think of him now, and I'm like, Will must be feeling like that at least. Surely he must be feeling after like 20 how I felt after one. And I'm like, how are you? He's like, oh, I'm alright. I'm like, are your joints sore when you get out of bed? And he's like, they're alright.
Maybe you should throw his work at him too.
Yeah, good luck, man. Amazing stuff so far. Fucking impressive.
Well done. Yes, thank you.
Good luck with last few.
The closer we got to the end, the more celebratory it got. I think really starting with Antil.
Hello, brother.
All right, brother.
Very well, and you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Good to see you.
Lovely to see you too. Alright, big man. I'm alright. Doctor?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Day 28, marathon number 46. I'm home. Bedfordshire. We're nearly there. Home marathon, big one for me. Got my best mates with me. They're all hiding around corners for some reason, but they're here and I'm excited about it. And it's Robbie Ballinger's birthday, so happy birthday to that geezer too. Hey. Right, come on, let's go.
I saw the impact it had on him, knowing that he was meeting them and then them remembering Mandy. They said that she was one of the people living with cancer that they remember so fondly, but also that she was always surrounded by love. They could not believe what he was undertaking.
Oh, I get the sweaty one.
So to see him taking that emotion and turning it into such incredible energy, they were just blown away, you know, they really were.
Right, Elliot?
Your mum will be smiling, mate.
Yeah, I'm concerned, but
Yeah. Yeah, she'll be ever so pleased. Fantastic effort.
Everybody knows Will there for these efforts. He made his first mark on it doing his Christmas run a couple years ago, and I'm sure around town people see him as that. So when they get to see him back in motion doing another challenge, it's exciting for everyone.
this is the old family house. So this is the first house when I was born in that we lived in.
Flare on.
Actually,
I've got to get that house, Jacob.
oh, well done, darling. What would you like to drink? Good luck. 2 more.
Let's get a little warm up.
Sorry, mate.
Everyone alright?
Day 29, marathon number 47. I didn't actually think anyone would turn up, so yeah, it's gone real well. Gonna shuffle up and down this route quite a lot of times, so I think it's 2k that way and 2k back. Yeah, City London's a small area, but let's get this last one done.
How good? Morning, team. Sorry.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm a little monkey, Hey, Chels. Good, how are you?
Good, how'd it go?
Yeah, good.
How you
21 beer
feeling?
back.
Yeah.
The marathon. The running Jesus. Running water is probably more.
Did you have a chat to him?
He's good.
He's all good?
I think his shin's a bit sore. But, I wouldn't be surprised he got like a stress fracture or something.
He's probably got shin splints.
No, but when you have something like that and you just constantly keep going, that can turn into a little like stress fracture. But that shows how tough he is.
Yeah.
That's his mentality. He just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah.
So let's hope it's not too bad. Yeah. No, he's absolutely smashing it. It's unbelievable. He's just. It's like he's not even tired. Pretty inspiring.
Yeah, great. Thank you, safe man. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Cheers, coach. Cheers, table coach. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Good job, all.
Thank you very much. Appreciate every one of you being here. I couldn't be happy. That's the fastest one I've done. Well, since Brighton. Right. You're amazing. I don't know what everyone's plans are, and I don't even know what mine are, but thank you so much for coming and running with me. It's amazing.
Just married.
You're going to be the other way around.
I love that.
Dead eye social. I fucking hate you. Do normal one. Yeah, a manly boy.
It felt right.
So sore,
It
man.
felt right.
Thanks.
What can I say?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That big entrance. Alright. Good, how are you? Great.
We're in London town.
we're in the big smoke. We're about to go for a little jogging around it. The whole way through the challenge, I was like, I'm finishing at London here. I want to show the full circle of how I've come through mental and emotional pain. At no point do I allow a single shred of doubt in myself that I'm going to complete it.
I guarantee it will be that massive one. Yeah.
How are you? Hi, Ron.
Yeah, incredible, mate. Honestly, I love what you're doing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Good luck today.
Good luck to you too.
We'll see how we get on, but mate, inspiration, honestly. Keep it up. Hope it goes well for you today, mate.
Cheers, buddy.
What I found the most interesting about Will was when he made his mind up about something, he'll just go up, he'll just make it happen. No matter how challenging it was, he would just keep going. Us humans have a capacity, more of a capacity to do things than what we give ourselves credit for. He's showing that normal people can break their limits.
No, well done.
Think of
Oh, it's freezing.
Wait, it's disgusting. Right.
Well done.
Yeah. You're amazing. Amazing. Wild experience. I went through every kind of emotion. Very good. Very good. Thank you.
And your mum would have been so overwhelmed.
I know, it's better. Well done, mate. We've got a lot. Alright?
Wow, that was nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Uncle Will. He's done. Yeah. Insane. And then to do it in virtually 3 hours.
Unbelievable. I'm so proud of him.
Oh, impressed. Like all the things, you know.
Everything.
Yeah.
We are all able to achieve so much if we want to.
Will's attitude to life is probably what I'm going to take away from it.
Life is hard sometimes. Not every day is smooth sailing, but you can put one foot in front of the other and we all have the capacity to take on the next step of life.
He definitely now knows he's capable of anything.
He put himself through it and never gave up.
Pretty inspiring.
Just because of what you've done now, any aspiration anyone has, literally, anything's fucking possible.
Hey, you're not.
Yeah.
Just mammoth.